Family food tubers, welcome back to California. I'm Hugh and my channel is called Kitchen Daddy. And that's because I'm a stay-at-home dad to Maxine and Zara, and I just love cooking amazing family food. Today we're gonna make a stunning dish for all you busy parents out there. It's baked rice with chicken and Spanish chorizo in a lovely tomato sauce. It's gonna easily serve 4 adults, so it's great if you've got older kids or teenagers. Better still, it's quick to prepare, it's great value, and you can just bung it in the oven and forget about it whilst you get on with everything else that we've got to do. So let's get into it. Right, I've got my favourite heavy casserole dish here. I've got that on a medium heat, so let's add a little bit of olive oil. I've got a finely chopped onion. We're going to get that in and move it around. Next, I need 2 cloves of garlic, so let's grab our microplane and we're just going to grate that in. Now, if you don't have a microplane, don't worry, just finely chop that up. Let's grab a yellow pepper. We're just going to cut that up and remove the seeds. Now let's roughly chop that into a 1-inch dice. I need about 3 sprigs of parsley, so let's pick off the leaves and we'll use them later on. Now the stalks are packed full of flavour, so let's finely chop them up and get them in the pan as well. And we're going to start sweating them on a kind of medium gentle heat. Next, we're going to add our special ingredient, which is a semi-cured Spanish chorizo. It's sometimes known as cooking chorizo because, you guessed it, we have to cook it. Now, it can be a little bit more difficult to find, so if you can't find it at your local deli, get online, you will find it there. As an alternative, try and find maybe like a spicy Italian sausage. That will do just fine. I need 50 grams of chorizo, that's roughly 2 ounces or 1 sausage. Let's roughly chop that up. I like to cut it into these little cubes because that way you get a little bit of chorizo with every bite. So let's add that to the pan. I also want to add 1 tablespoon of sweet smoked paprika. And let's get that moving around. We're going to cook that really slowly for about 5 minutes until everything's come together. Right, let's grab our brown basmati rice. I need 250 grams, that's roughly 9 ounces. Let's add that in, and just in the same way that you'd make a risotto, let's move that round the pan. I want to make sure that all the rice is completely coated in all that delicious stuff that's in the pan. Next, we're going to add 300 millilitres or half a pint of chicken stock. I'm also going to need 500 millilitres or 1 pint of passata. Now, if you can't find passata, use crushed tomatoes instead. Let's grab a lemon. I want to zest it and I want to juice it. Now let's mix everything together and bring that up to kind of bubbling temperature. Finally, we're going to add 8 boneless chicken thighs. Now I'm using chicken thighs in this recipe not only because they're cheaper and tastier, but because we're going to bake it in the oven for about an hour, they basically lend themselves to that kind of low and slow cooking technique a little bit better than breasts. You could use breasts, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but you know, if you've only got breasts, don't worry about it, just get them in. But try and use chicken thighs, that's my recommendation. So let's get them in. We need to really make sure they're completely submerged under that liquid. Now let's bring that back up to the boil and then we'll reduce it down to a simmer. I've got some greaseproof paper or wax paper. Let's scrunch that into a ball and run it under some water. Now, let's unfold that and stick that on top of the bubbling liquid. And what that's going to do, that's going to help this dish stay nice and moist whilst we bake it in the oven. Now let's grab a lid, let's pop that on and let's get that in the oven, 180 degrees Celsius, that's 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to bake it for about 45 minutes to an hour until the rice is tender and the chicken is cooked through. Now, just in case you don't have a casserole dish which you can pop on top of the stove, don't worry, you can still make this recipe. All you have to do is follow all the instructions in a frying pan or a large pan, and then once it's done, transfer it into your baking dish and then get that in the oven for exactly the same amount of time and temperature. Okay, I checked this at 45 minutes, it wasn't quite ready, it's been an hour, I think it's time to have a look. Guys, that smells absolutely amazing. I can't wait to try it, so let's plate up. To make this a full dish, I'm going to serve this with a lovely green salad. We've also got our parsley, which we're just going to finely chop up, and let's sprinkle that over. And I want to finish it off with a couple of lemon wedges so you can squeeze that all over the dish. Guys, this is a fantastic dish. It is bursting with flavour. The chorizo is lovely and smoky and spicy. That little bit of lemon we squeezed over the top there, that just brings everything to life. And check out the chicken, it is just falling apart tender. Now guys, I would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, tell me how can I help you in the kitchen? What do you find difficult about preparing family meals? Let me know and let me see if I can help you out. And whilst you're there, make sure you subscribe to the Family Food Tube channel, and you can also check out the Kitchen Daddy channel as well. If you could subscribe to that, that would be awesome. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this, and I'll hopefully see you on another video. Take care, bye-bye!